Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking, and we're going to attempt ravioli today. So, I'm following a recipe by Julia's, what the fuck is this called? Julia's Album. So this is the recipe I'm going to be following. I will post the link down below in case you want to follow it with me. And it's not going to focus on it, of course, naturally. So let's get started. What you will need for this recipe is going to be 1 1/4 cup flour, 1 egg, 1 1/4 cup of hot water. I don't have it yet. It's going to be in here. And salt. I'm choosing to use kosher salt because I think it might work a little bit better. So now let's get ready to make the dough. It says mix flour with salt, then stir water with the egg until well mixed. In a bowl, combine flour and egg water mixture. Egg water mixture together until mixed well and incorporated. All right, let's do that. All right, so now that we have let this set for an hour, it should be ready to go. We're gonna divide it in half and we're gonna make 2 sheets. But first, we got to prep our cutting board. Now the recipe says to thin this, or to make this as thin as possible. I don't know what the hell all this noise is. So we're going to prep our board first with some flour, and then we're going to get our nice new very big rolling pin and get that ready with some flour. All right, and our hands. I'm going to keep this on standby just in case. So here we go. It smells great, honestly. So I'm going to kind of roll it a little bit more just so I can make sure that I'm getting an even half There we go. There we go. 2 parts. We're gonna set this part aside and we're gonna work with this. Now she said it would be sticky, but luckily it's not very sticky. We're just gonna push it, and we're gonna push it, and we're gonna push it. We're gonna just kind of keep pushing it. All right. This is about as thin as I could get it. Hopefully it's thin enough. She said paper thin. It's literally as thin as I could get it. So, I mean, I'm sure I could get it a little bit more, but I would be worrying. I mean, maybe I can get this one. It feels kind of thick in the middle. Maybe I can get it down a little bit more. This is the first one. It's a little like dry on the edges, but I think that's kind of normal. If anything, I'll just use a little bit of butter or like melted butter or olive oil to seal everything. So that's kind of the thinness that we're working with. So maybe I'll try to roll this one out a little bit more. This one does feel thin in the middle. I'm just hoping it's as thin as it should be. Maybe I'll give it a once over, because maybe it's too thick. I'll keep working at it and I'll let you guys know. Okay, so I think I got it as thin as I could get it. So I don't have a mold like the lady does in her recipe. I don't have a you know, what am I making? A ravioli. I don't have a ravioli mold. So I'm just gonna kind of wing it and maybe do roughly about a spoonful for the filling. That might be too much, but I kind of have to fill these suckers like as much as possible because I don't have a lot of pasta dough. So I have to use as much pasta dough as I can while also making sure I have enough raviolis. So that will be my daunting task for the next, I don't know, 10 minutes. It's like 9:20, so I'm just really ready to get these things done and eaten. All right, so I already made these because it was just taking way too long. What I did was I just took the filling and I placed it on the dough, and I tried to space it out as evenly as possible. And then I laid the other one on top of it, and then I cut it kind of based on where they were. This one was the first one because I tried to roll it, so you know that didn't work. So then I got the good old handy dandy fork out, and I think some of these could have been smaller, but that's all right. This is my first time making ravioli, so I'm not upset. They're kind of big. They're, you know, pretty big for ravioli. So it only made 16. If you had a mold, you'd probably have a much better estimate and more dough to use, but it's fine. The tomatoes we blended. I had to enlist some help because this is taking way too long. It is currently 9:44. So we're cooking sausage and onions together. And then this is the sauce. I'm actually going to add some tomato paste to it to thicken it up and give it a little bit more depth. And then here we have the water boiling for the ravioli. So it's a two-man team now because it's taking way too fucking long. I'm just hungry, but I'm very proud of myself. Hello everyone. Sorry, my lighting's bad. Okay, so I finished the ravioli. This is actually a few days later because I Honestly, I was working on those raviolis for close to 4.5 to almost 5 hours. It's definitely something that I should have done beforehand. But that was also with the sauce, because the sauce, like, I needed to cook the sausage and put in the fresh tomatoes and there is something flying around my house. So I did cook the ravioli. They were so worth the time and effort it took with the fresh pasta and the stuffing. Was super delicious. The only part of the recipe that I actually followed, sorry if I'm moving around a lot, the only part of the recipe that I actually followed was the pasta dough. Everything else I just kind of winged it. And that's kind of just what I do normally, and that's how I know it's going to be good, because if I follow a recipe exactly, it's always going to turn out bad for me. I don't know why, but something's always weird or off or not like as good as I was expecting, so I just winged it. I know how to make a sauce, I just didn't know how to make pasta. And it was the first time ever doing it. I think I smashed it. I do want to make pasta again, handmade. It was delicious, so there was that. Now I'm filming my outro like literally almost a week later, and I'm so sorry, but I've been busy, non-busy. I've been working, but then on my off days when I can film and whatever, I just haven't been inspired to do anything. I have, but I haven't. So this is long-winded, but with that being said, everything will be down below. If you want me to post the full recipe for what I did, it was a sausage sauce, but you can omit the sausage. The filling did have ricotta in it and Parmesan, which I know there are vegan switches for. So you can potentially make it vegan. You just have to use your noodle a little bit, which some people don't like to do. Anyway, I digress. So I'll post the link that I found the original recipe for. I'll post that so you can follow that recipe if that works out for you. Anyway, I'm off. Bye!